time to talk.
It's time to talk.
It's time to talk.
It's time to talk.
It's time to talk. It's time to talk.
Here at Jacky Jones, we have plenty of new and used trucks, SUVs, and sport cars, and are gaining more vehicles as we head into the summer months. Stop by and meet with our excellent team that are guaranteed to provide you with top-notch customer service that you won't find anywhere else. You can find us at www.jackyjonescdjr.com or call us at 706-865-3168. We're located at 2840 US 129 South, Cleveland, Georgia.
Are you tired of paying too much for tires and auto repair?
Come to my family at Dr. Tire.
We carry nearly all brands of tires,
including Michelin, Continental, Bridgestone, and Mastercraft.
And we have one of the largest inventories in Genesee County.
Basic quote, we will beat it.
We offer many services including lifts, wheels, engines, brakes, and more.
Plus, on most of our jobs, we offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty.
Come see our family at Delta Tire,
where we'll save you money.
Alrighty, good evening everybody. How is everybody doing here tonight? Well, that is right. We are here for the Jacky Jones General Series, watching the old cars take on this beautiful track here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is myself, Brandon Crossan, in the booth with Todd. Todd, how are you doing here tonight?
Doing great, Brandon, and it's really great to be back here at Indy. We know the month of May is huge for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but right now we've got these Gen 4s out on the racetrack right now, putting time in for tonight's race, and it looks like it is the 5 on top of the board right now.
Definitely, you are right. Looks like Daniel Hart's on top right now. Dennis Kane in second. Luke Braxton now up to second in your points. So tonight, here a little bit about your track information here at Indianapolis. 2.51 miles long with those 4 turns. Right now, track temperature 109 degrees, about a 16 mile per hour southwest wind. With 109 degrees, it is only 69 degrees on the track right now. So the comparison from 109 on track and 69 in the air, that is a humongous difference there, Todd.
Yeah, very, very big difference, but I'm looking forward to seeing if this racetrack heats up as this race goes on, because if that's the case, these guys are definitely going to be more on edge with these cars. I was watching them practice before we went live here, and it didn't take much for these cars to get really sideways on entry and on exit of these corners. I mean, each corner is not the same here anyways, but just that little bit of a track change in temperature will make things very much harder.
I definitely agree with you. It's going to be challenging. See these, and plus nowadays you're so used to seeing newer cars take on. This is the old style. They considered it the legacy Indianapolis. So we're in the old cars and the old track. So this is going to be basically like we used to watch back in the day when we watched the Gen 4 taking on Indianapolis. It's the same track, the same car. I think we're going to be having some fun, like you say. We're going to see a lot of drivers getting, I think, either loosey-goosey, depending on how this track temperature goes, or, tighty-whitey. You never know.
Yeah, and I do want to mention we had a lead change here at the top of the board. Plank went to the top, but now Millette has taken over that top spot with a 52.22.
He definitely did. Some fast times here tonight, and I do want to say I apologize to everybody out there not live on Tuesday. I enjoyed my little nice vacation going to Vegas, so it was kind of nice to be able to get away and enjoy, but that's why we were not live on Tuesday night for the Xfinity series. But being back here watching the old Gen 4s will be, it'll be fun, but we'll be back live on next Tuesday for some more Xfinity racing, so do want to throw that out there for everybody. But look at this right now, watching Matthew Mosier looking at a projected of a 53.9. Crossing the line was a 53.8, putting him in 10th place. Otherwise, right now, looks like like everybody else is kind of sitting on the track with 4 minutes and 44 seconds left of our practice, or I mean, of our qualifying session.
Yeah, one thing unique about this place too is look how thin pit road is here. I mean, these guys are going to be coming down pit road from upwards of like 160, 170 mile an hour, all the way down to, oh, I forget what the pit road speed here is. I want to say it's something like 55. So that's going to be challenging in itself. And then you've got this narrow pit road that you got to worry about somebody being on your inside of when you get down pit road. So uh Indy is another one of them racetracks where coming down on hot tires, you could slide through your pit stall as well.
I agree.
So
Well,
that's one of them things that we're gonna have to watch out for.
and it's going to be one of those, like you just mentioned, the pit road. I always say you have to make no mistakes during a race. And when you do that, if you get on, go down pit road speeding, miss your pit box where you have to back up, or little things like that will hurt you. And this is one of those tracks, it can hurt you really bad if you make a mistake. That's going to be the biggest challenge for drivers tonight, is not make a mistake, because too, these drivers, when they get off of pit road, they got to stay below on to, follow that apron all the way around until they get out of turn two.
Yeah, I did notice that. I know for the Indy cars, you can actually go over that white line between 1 and 2. Just you could go like maybe a half a car out and then bring it back down, and you won't get a unsafe pit exit. But I don't know if you could do that here with these cars.
I'm not sure. We'll find out. We may see that happen tonight, depending on how this it's going to be. Because, I had a driver just put down in one of our chats, strategy is going to it could play a large role in
Hmm.
this race tonight. And that is, you got to do that perfect strategy. And, we've got multiple drivers in this league that know how to do it. We've seen Corey in the 20. He's very good at those strategy games. So, what will happen with strategy? Doing something way different than your leader.
I think they will. I think we could see some of these guys pit early to possibly try to leapfrog in track position because I've noticed in races past here at Indy that it's really hard to pass as soon as tires get to a certain point. So um, this racetrack can be kind of like a cheese grater, almost like a Darlington or what like Auto Club used to be. But I'm ready to go and see what's going to happen tonight.
I am too. With a minute 30 left, we're watching right now. Corey, he was able to get out there on the track, projected looking at a 53.3, getting ready to cross the line here on this long front, or actually just crossed the long first line on that long cross stretch. Man, I'm butchering my words. Currently holding on to 10th with that 53.4 on his second lap here tonight. I think right now, let's go into the driver's point of view with him, and look how
Sorry, I'm wrapping up the message right now.
sixth place here tonight. Zach still holding on to your pole. Timothy Wells in second. Jacob Blank in third. Daniel Harsey in fourth. And Braxton Barrett in fifth, rounding your top five here tonight with only 8 seconds left. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just be right back here after this short commercial break.
Barbecue beef sauces are made from scratch using quality ingredients to create a truly delicious barbecue taste. Try our original beast sauce, sweet with a kick. Turn up the heat with spicy beast, hot beast, and Carolina beast. Or experience the award-winning taste of our curry beast and on the bay beast sauces. Owned and operated locally by the power of women veterans, these quality sauces are versatile and made for everyone. Great for grilling and the perfect way to complement your favorite foods. Barbecue Beast, the exceptional barbecue sauce.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go through our starting grid here tonight. Starting in row number 1 for tonight, we have Zach and Tim in. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pull up our starting grid for some odd reason. It is not wanting to pull up all of our information. Starting in row number 2 is going to be Jacob Plank and Daniel Harsey. In row number 3 is going to be Braxton and Corey. In row number 4 is Josh and Dennis. In row number 5 is Austin and Matthew. Row number 6 is Bobby and Ken. In row number 7 is going to be Wesley and Austin. In row number 8 is Brandon and Michael. In row number 9, last but not least, is going to be the number 73 of Raymond. That's going to be starting grid here tonight. Apologize. I tried to do an update on our scoreboard, and of course, I forgot to post or put it in there, so can't go through our starting grid on our screen there. But that's what we're seeing through our grid. So let's get ready to go green flag racing here tonight. And who is excited? Let me know in the chat. How is everybody doing out there tonight? Would love to hear from you. I see quite a few of you out there, and it's, Indianapolis time. So, with the pace car getting ready to leave here, the drivers have started those engines and ready to go. A lot of drivers, 17 of them so far tonight. We're going to be doing 80 laps that we're going to be taking on here. It's going to be a crazy show to see what's going to happen with strategy, because we got quite a few fast drivers, but we have really good drivers in the back that got good strategy calls. Here we go. Pace car is left. Looks like a couple drivers haven't got those cars started quite yet. Now they are starting to roll. You all good over there, Todd?
Yeah, I'm having connection issues right now. Some way, somehow, it's like Discord had dropped me for a second, and I'm back in Discord, but I'm waiting for iRacing to let me join the session again. So I don't know why it's doing this.
Well, it's just technology. We always like to blame it on. I told
so
you, Todd, you have to get rid of the McDonald's Wi-Fi. We talked about that last week. It's what would you determine? Taco Bell Wi-Fi we need to go to?
I think it was either Taco Bell or Burger King, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to do my best, but
Love, internet issues and things like that. But
yeah.
one thing that I didn't point out here for tonight's choose cone precaution. With the choose cone, it's actually going to be in the middle of the track here. So if the driver goes closer to the inside wall, that's going to mean he wants the inside line. If the driver goes all the way to close to the outside wall, basically to the right, that means that driver wants the outside row. So the initial start here is going to be on iRacing. After that, the driver gets to pick which lane he wants. So it's a cool little feature that this league here does for the Jacky Jones Gen 4 series.
And I am going to have an issue here not letting me rejoin the session.
Gotta love it. See if you can join as a
Spotter? Yeah.
While Todd is getting all situated here tonight, we're getting ready to go green flag racing for the first time here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Here into the Geico restart zone. The flag man is going to wave that green flag out in the air. Let's go here for 80 laps. And man, oh man, there's going to be a wreck in the start of the race. Cars everywhere already, maybe some big damage in the front end of these cars. A lot of them involved. So that being said, first caution of the night here on lap number 1. A lot of damage to the 28 of Braxton there.
Well, hopefully he don't mind me coming in as a spotter now that he's got some damage to work on. Uh, Tough break for all these guys here at the start of this one. Not how they really wanted to start this race.
No, not at all. We're going to go on board here with Rex. Let's see what just happened on this start. Really what just happened, to be honest. Kind of cars were everywhere.
Did they maybe start in like maybe a first gear instead of second?
No, that's
got wheel spin?
That's where I was kind of looking, but they were kind of already getting up to speed on that. We're going to actually go on board with the 38 of Jacob Blank on this restart. Kind of went a little too far on this rewind, but it kind of looked like the leaders might have had Zach might have thought he was the second place.
Oh. Well, I am back in the session now, so.
I want to say, I think Corey just did the amazing not getting involved. Here's the replay on. That is interesting. Beautiful save by Corey, I have to say. But we're going back to the 38 real quick of Jacob. Let's go on board here with him and listen in on his point of view. I'm going to go a little bit farther back. I apologize, everybody. Like the 11 was coming over a little bit, and that kind of scared the 38 and the 31 there. With that being said, it kind of made them go to the left. 38 just was trying to get up to speed. Kind of looked like he lost it. That's what it looked like at my point, but yeah. I could be wrong. That's why I'm just here as a broadcaster.
Well, meanwhile, getting back to being live here, it looks like everybody's coming down pit road.
You know, it's the only one that has not come down pit road that time was Zach. So, looks like everybody through especially the front half, looks like they only got no tires. They just get fuel. It was about a 5.3 second stop for Tim. Looks like a 6.2 stop for Corey. So, looks like a lot of drivers getting fuel out there. And with that being said, I wonder if that, look at strategy, Chase, or, Todd. This is going to be so crazy for this chase. Or I don't know if it's considered the chase or the playoffs, or whatever they want to call it. The chase back in the day, but playoffs now. We're in the old style car, so is it still considered the chase?
I would say it's considered the chase just because of the era of car that we're running. But they may call it the playoffs themselves. But either way, we're pretty much talking the same language.
We're going back to our information here tonight. Tonight's distance is 201 miles. Track temperature actually up to 111 degrees now, 69 degrees out there on the track. 17 mile per hour southwest wind for your track information here tonight. So looks like should be seeing the pace car turn its lights off this time by. Here we are. You can see now. This is where we're talking about our choose cone. You can see Zach on the inside line there. This is where we're going to see choose the inside. That's where we're looking. What kind of throws me off is the IndyCar start-off points there. They're even down there in the finish line. It kind of throws me off.
Yeah.
Camera guy.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Well,
but
looks like we're trying to get situated of getting double file here. Some drivers not knowing where they want to be at the moment. Gotta love trying to get them figured out, and iRacing trying to tell you, hey, you're in this spot.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they notice that and they clear everybody's flags, if anybody gets any, before we go green here, because normally we don't do this in iRacing. So I'm hoping we get the actual choose here shortly in iRacing.
Yeah, usually they're good. It looks like it was kind of the second row that was kind of a little bit trying to figure out. But right now, back up to going. Pace cars, like you said, the pace lights are off. My best favorite part is that flag man. He's going to get ready to get all excited up in his little box and fling that green flag up in the air when that pace car will take that hard left in the pit. You know, I always say hard left because if you ever watch these pace cars, Todd, they really do take that hard left in the pit.
Oh, it is so aggressive when they do it. I don't know how they keep the tires on it. Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, you think they're going to hit the barrels, and then all of a sudden they glitch through the barrels, and at the end of the wall, it's like, what in the world?
Well, we did see in real life a pace car actually hitting the barrels, so maybe iRacing trying to replicate, that happening. Here we are, pace car is in.
Pace car's down. It'll be the 31 and the 11 taking the restart. When we get the green, it will be lap number 5 of 80 here tonight. Green flag is back out in the air. We're underway here at Indy. Millette going to lead everybody down here to 1.
That's going to get situated here, cleared soon. And with that being said, look how fast we got single file.
Yeah, everybody knows what they got to do here at Indy when it comes to this racetrack. I don't see much of anybody trying to make a pass here shortly. I think everybody just kind of wants to ride for the moment.
Yeah, that, and being so early in the stages to, or not stages, but so early in the race, it's kind of the best thing to do is kind of ride it out, wait till the end, and wait until something can happen. Right now, it's kind of
Yeah, look at this. We're coming to complete lap number 5 here as Millette has a 0.6 of a second lead on Wells here in the 11.
Third, Corey Growell right now in 4th, Austin Smith in 5th, running your top 5 here tonight. Looks like we got a beautiful top 5, meaning spacing lines. All of them are less than a second in between each other here at this moment in time.
I'm going to lead everybody down to turn 3 here, and I will say each one of these turns are not the same. I think we got one that's modeled after, what was it, Toledo Speedway, another one that's modeled after, trying to remember who they're all modeled here. I think so. Or maybe is it Pocono that I'm thinking that has the 3 turns, and one is modeled here after Indy, and then another one after Toledo.
Pocono does have 3 different turns.
Yeah.
But, I talked about what wasn't here for Tuesday's race. The information, just a little bit of insight. They went to Portland International Raceway for 60 laps, and Austin Smith on Tuesday night in the Xfinity Series. So a big shout out to Austin, holding on to right now 5th place here on the Thursday night after. So let's see if he can get a back-to-back win this week.
A little bit of a different track type when you go to Portland, but yeah, let's see if he can do the sweep here this week.
It's one thing I've learned here is in road courses, if you can just stay on the track, you're guaranteed to finish in a decent spot.
Millette. Yeah. Millette starting to show some looseness off of turn 2. That's allowed the 11 to close back into about 0.3 here.
This races between the 11 and the 31. They've always had very good racing together. Very competitive, very safe on their strategies. So, when to pass and when not to. So I'm excited to see how this evolves. How will Tim try to get around that 31?
Well, he's got a run here off the 4. We'll see if he decides to take it or not. Here he comes. He's going to do the crossover, and the 31 will let him have it. New leader.
That's kind of one of those things as the leader. Ooh, Zach into the wall, grinding here.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to run back off of turn 2 here, but it's going to kind of die out. We could see a lot of that, too, with what happened here with Zach there on the exit of 1.
I'm trying to see what the sticker thing. We have new stickers now we're able to do. I was kind of playing with the chat out there. So let me know in the chat, how's everybody doing out there? Because right now, we're putting that fastest lap here tonight. It's going to be a 50.048. And that is going to be the guy in 4th place here tonight, Todd. Corey was able to get the fastest lap tonight.
Let's see if that lap time will be able to stay throughout the whole race tonight. We are currently lap number 11 of 80 right now. And I think lap times have really fallen off. Let's see here. Yeah, at about a half a second to about 3/4 of a second right now.
So with over 71 laps to go, track temperature has calmed down a little bit. 108 compared to 111. Zach just kind of looks like he's just playing. I wonder if he just playing the safe game. Let burn all the tires. I think right now he's just kind of sitting.
Oh, yeah, I think that's exactly what he's doing too. I think he's kind of saving tire and letting the 11 pull him around the racetrack. But you seen right there off of turn 4, he did get a little aero tightness and hit the wall, but it didn't affect him that much.
Getting into that draft with the 11, if that's really making him getting really either loosey-goosey or very tight-weighted.
Yeah, and you seen right there, the 31 had a huge run down the back, elected not to take it. So I wonder if maybe, like I said before, maybe he's just saving tire and letting the 11 pull him around, or is he maybe trying to get him and the 11 out far enough to where they can keep going back and forth. As you see the 11 get into the wall, the 31 was real tight on him, and he'll take the lead over and lead this lap.
You know, it's funny to watch. There's actually 3 drivers all there today. I want to say Matthew just barely touched it, and Tim touched that ball coming out of that corner.
Yeah, and I did not see the third car do that, so that. My apologies on not seeing that part.
Looking at there's so much action that happens on the tracks here, especially up front right now. We have so many different groups going on. But 11 got around the 31, 31 got back around 11. Now the 17 now is involved in this picture, holding on to second and trying to get up to the number 31's back bumper. You know, it's fascinating how this track works. And you can see right now, what Zach is doing, he's not allowing these drivers to get that draft.
Yeah, he's starting to snake and not let them come back to him. That's going to allow him to kind of pull away, hopefully, even though it is a 5-car breakaway, because we got about 3.7 seconds back to Smith here in the 6th spot.
Right now we do have 14 drivers on the lead lap here. Daniel being the first one. Wesley got the worst of the damage back there. Also, as Braxton, it looks like Braxton has brought it into here tonight. They had to get checked out by the crew there tonight.
Once again, Millette leading the field. He's actually grown his lead out now to about 7/10 of a second. So definitely with him snaking down the straightaways, it's actually allowed him to pull away. Oh, you definitely want to be right in the same tire tracks as your teammate. But I will say he's probably letting them know, hey, back your corners up. Yes, you may give some time on entry, but you'll gain time on exit because you're burning your stuff up way too fast. And that's why you're getting so close to that outside wall with the tail.
Like you mentioned earlier, Matthews further back. He is another teammate there from Midwest Motorsports, having a great run back here, just minding his own business back here in the track machine. Jacob Blank, we saw him on the first caution of the night. Looks like I don't see much damage to his car. He definitely had his back end go up in the air. He had a little more damage underneath the car than visual damage that you can see.
Yeah, so far it's not really affecting him, I would say, that much. I mean, with him running 7th right now.
Right now, let's see Brandon, number 8. That run by his machine had a great run. Ken Seams, number 90, right there behind him. Josh Neal, number 82. This is now Wendy's machine. We'd love to have Wendy's out here tonight. Besides Wendy's, we got Subway.
Yeah. Yeah, and that every time I see that Wendy's car, it makes me so hungry.
Have you noticed, anytime we do see the Wendy's or the Subway, they are always either next to each other or only one spot away from each other. They're always close together. So fast food here tonight likes to stick together.
Yeah, I think they're trying to collaborate on some type of deal here. I think they're trying to make some type of like burger sub together or something.
Maybe they can bring back the $5 footlongs.
Hey, those were good. I'm not gonna deny that.
Yes,
but you know what else is pretty good right now?
What's that?
This lead for the 31 out to a 2.8 second lead.
He's definitely got the 2 footlongs and involved now for 2 points, like you said. He's on a mission right now. He's on fire at the moment. Who's going to be able to grab the fire extinguisher and put it out, or grab the 2.5-inch hose and put that fire out on that 31? Because right now he is on a mission.
Yeah, I don't know who can, but the biggest task is to catch him first. So.
Yeah, very true. But the battle going on right now is between 17. 23 was able to fight hard and get around that 17 out of turn number 4, coming down into the front stretch. I'll tell you what, within the top 5, third place, they have switched spots so much here so far tonight. It's hard to keep track of who is in what position because they keep flip-flopping nowadays.
Yeah, and that's why I really haven't spoke much about them, is because the minute I say something about them, they're going to lose that spot. And they're, like you said, they're just going to keep going back and forth and back and forth. So, I mean, I can sit here and look at it all night, but to say something about it is kind of pointless because they're just going to be there for a second anyways.
Looking at your leader right now is 54.3, so only 0.2 seconds off from the lead's time at the moment of time. But we do have, I believe, Matthew Mosier just came down on lap 18, and Raymond Castle came down on lap 17.
Could we start seeing a green flag pit stop window opening, I think?
Ooh, that is a good question. Josh Neal coming down pit road that time by 2. So, I wonder, because I was going to say no because of, they had some damage. But now with Josh Neal coming down, that actually may have maybe playing an effect of strategy games. I was thinking, I guess apparently I was not clear.
When do we ever clearly think about that stuff?
That is the ultimate $1 million question right there.
I mean, we don't know. We just talk about what we see.
Exactly. Well, lap 20 completed here. 61 laps to go, and here we are. Dennis Kane, number 99, going down. So is Jacky Jones machine of the number 21. And it looks like the 22 coming down pit road.
Question is when is the 11, the 23, and the 20 going to come down?
You know, that would be one of those $1 million questions right there.
Because remember when we opened up the show here, that was one of the questions is what can we see these guys do to try and take over the lead? And I don't think it's going to happen because here comes Millette in the 31.
Well, kicking it sideways, coming to that yellow cone. That could have been very close. Doesn't look like he got a black flag there that time. Almost able to. It looks like everybody come. Ooh, number 90 coming in a little hot, almost kicking it sideways.
Ooh. That would not have been good for him.
No, we got into Michael Smith there, but you know, like we said, strategy could play a large role into tonight. It is. I talked about this driver at the beginning, the one that's good with strategy, Corey, and he has stayed out on the track.
Yeah, for how long though is the question. You know,
that is.
How long do you?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that's how long can they go on the take field? That's what I'm curious on. I never did get that answer.
Yeah, because another thing is, yes, you're going to be out there for. Okay, so he's got a 6.8 second lead right now over the 8. The 31 is 26 seconds behind him right now. The longer he stays out, the more time he will give up being on older tires versus the new tires. So you're kind of like, it's pointless to stay out as long as you possibly can.
He is down pit road now as your leader, and Brandon, his teammate, also down pit road. But the other thing I was going to bring up, though, to you, Todd, is if you remember their first caution, him and Brandon both went down pit road while Zach stayed out. So that's why Zach actually had to come down sooner.
Yeah, but look at this. The 31 has just taken over the race lead once again. Yeah, that is the actual difference right there. Everybody came down except for Zach and the 31. So, we'll see on this run how long they can actually go on a tank of fuel. Now that we haven't had a yellow since.
Yeah, been out there, quite a few laps on that. Honestly, I think that first caution was just one of those, a driver thinking that it was, something bad, something bad was going to happen, so they tried to get it out of the way, and just from that moment, with those fresher tires, there was nowhere really you could run. You're just basically holding on to it, trying to not wipe out. But 23 laps out of 80, and the strategies have gone on here tonight. We're going to do our play-by-play here, watch our commercial breaks, and we'll be right back after that.
time to talk.
It's 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 time to talk.
much for tires and auto repair?
Come see my family at Delta Tire.
We carry nearly all brands of tires,
including Michelin, Continental, Bridgestone, and Mastercraft.
and we have one of the largest inventories in Genesee County.
Basic quote, we will beat it.
We offer many services including lifts, wheels, engines, brakes, and more.
Plus, on most of our jobs, we offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty.
Come see our family at Delta Tire.
Where we'll save you money.
Barbecue Beast sauces are made from scratch using quality ingredients to create a truly delicious barbecue taste. Try our original Beast sauce, sweet with a kick. Turn up the heat with Spicy Beast, Hot Beast, and Carolina Beast. Or experience the award-winning taste of our Curry Beast and On the Bay Beast sauces. Owned and operated locally by the power of women veterans, these quality sauces are versatile and made for everyone. Great for grilling and the perfect way to complement your favorite foods. Barbecue Beast, the exceptional barbecue sauce.
Here at Jacky Jones, we have plenty of new and used trucks, SUVs, and sport cars, and are gaining more vehicles as we head into the summer months. Stop by and meet with our excellent team that are guaranteed to provide you with top-notch customer service that you won't find anywhere else. You can find us at www.jackyjonescdjr.com or call us at 706-865-3168. We're located at 2840 US 129 South, Cleveland, Georgia.
There is a switcheroo while we're looking away. Matthew Mosier taking over the lead here at 17.
Yeah, I did not expect that to happen.
Just like a quick look away to see what's going on through the field, and bam, 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 to the train. 17. Basically on the rails, gets around quickly.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and look and see what happened here. Oh, the 17 just had a run on the 31 coming through, I want to say, is this into turn 2? Yes, this is coming out of turn 2. He cleared him and just had the better run off the corner.
Well, 17 just got it into the wall very hard, and there is front right. Almost kicks it sideways there. And that now is going to allow that 31 to close it in on them some more. How bad is this hurt the 17?
Oh, it's going to tremendously hurt the 17 because now arrow-wise, he's not going to be able to keep up with the 31. And as you've seen right there, the entry of 3, he slid way up the racetrack.
That was definitely not what he wanted to see there at all. But that definitely allowed the 31 to hey, I might like this opportunity. At the same point, Zach might be just sitting there, just sitting pretty, kind of doing the waiting game.
Yeah, see, now you see the 31 wave. The 17 got onto the wall again here up 2. 31 was way back. Kind of letting them go out there, and I seen that happen, and I had to say it.
Definitely hurt him, but I was also looking at the 17 was also the biggest mover when he was your leader. Now the biggest mover is the number 23, Austin Smith. 9 positions since the start of
the big question is, who's got anything for this 31 right now? As we're working up here on, I believe, this is the 73. Put him a lap down.
Yeah, 73 of Raymond Castle. Still currently on the lead lap, so he's not wanting to see Zach get around, but he's going to get out of the way to allow them to. That's what, 73's in the wall.
Yeah, 73 caught the wall there as this 31 and the 17 snuck right by him here on the entry of 3, I believe. I thought for a second there the 17 would have had a run on the 31 as they were going by him. Usually that does tend to happen. with the runs here.
I'm kind of surprised though, Matthew Mosier with that damage, he hasn't really fallen off that bad. Looking at the last lap, it was a 55.2 for Mosier, and for Zach it was a 55.4. That's like faster than Mosier is than Zach.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Maybe he's gotten the trick, and maybe that front right damage actually, sometimes, you've seen in racing, they would actually purposely do the damage to help them out.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's crazy how he's able to do that.
Mosier fighting right back to the lead. He told Zach, yeah, no, you're not going to be leading anymore. I am taking over here tonight.
Oh, you know what? I figured out what the 31 is doing. I figured it out. I'm not going to say anything just yet about it. It is way too early.
Maybe the strategy game of pit stops is what I'm thinking. That is going to be fun.
Yeah. Yup. You're definitely onto something there.
Yeah, that's the comparison. Mosier came down pit road 12 laps ago. Zach, Tim, Ken, all the way down to, I believe, Austin Smith coming down pit road 10 laps ago. Comparisons of different strategies here tonight. Well, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, give us a subscribe on our YouTube side of things, or give us a like and follow on our Facebook side of things. Definitely would appreciate it. We also want to get the big shout-outs here tonight. Want to give the biggest shout-out to Barbecue Beef Sauce, our main sponsor here for the Red Line Racing Network. If you want to get some delicious barbecue sauce, head on over there to their Facebook or website, or head on over to Amazon and order some multiple flavors. They have a lot of different kinds for different types of meats. So we appreciate Barbecue Beef Sauce coming on board here tonight. Also to Jacky Jones. If you want to get yourself a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, go to Cleveland, Georgia, and get you a new vehicle. They would love to help you out. This is your primary sponsor here for the Jacky Jones Gen 4 series, brought to you by the Mars Group. We appreciate Jacky Jones coming on board here tonight. Also, we want to give a shout out to is going to be Duffy. If you want a nice powdered energy drink, use code REDLINE. You can get 10% off your order. So we want to thank you to Duffy. Also, another elite sponsor here for tonight is going to be Admin Box. If you want to get yourself a new admin box for your iRacing needs, if you want to help make your life a little bit easier as race control or an admin, and you want to make it where you can just push a couple buttons to make things happen, head on over there, look them up, and get yourself an admin box. Another league sponsor we want to give a big shout out to is going to be Shenko Custom Diecast. You want to get a new car, a little custom diecast of your iRacing car or anything like that, they can help you out. So look them up, go to Shenko Custom Diecast, and let them know what you need. Also, another sponsor is going to be Delta Tire, a local sponsor here in Burton, Michigan. And we love our local sponsors, especially our local businesses. If you want to get a new tire, front end line, brakes, things like that, they can help you out. So look up Delta Tire on Facebook, go to their website, and let them know that Red Line Racing Network sent you. Definitely appreciate it. So, last but not least, our last sponsor here tonight, want to get a big shout out to, is going to be Sheath Underwear. No lift. You can get 20% off your order. 17 into the wall.
Yeah, I was going to just wait until you were done talking about our league sponsors. And 17, for the past few laps, has sent it in way deep in 3 and 4, or in 3. And that time he just sent it way too hard, caught the wall, and that allowed Millette to drive right by again.
While I was looking, it kind of, I was sitting here watching Zach and everything.
Yeah.
And I was going through the sheath, and I'm like, I think the 17 may need to get some new sheath underwear from getting into the wall. That looked like that could have scared him.
He also may want to go to Delta Tire, too, to get him a new set of tires.
Oh, smooth on that one. That was
Oh, I was getting ready to razz you about possibly getting me some barbecue beef sauce because you told me that you were going to get me some of that stuff.
Oh, snap. Throw me under the bus. Uh-oh. Oh, man. So far, here, kind of a race recap here tonight. We'll pull up our caution information here tonight. We've only had here's 17 going down pit road. We've only had one caution, 3 laps under caution. We have had 8 lead changes here tonight.
Yeah, I'm surprised we've only had one yellow with how this race actually started. And I am not surprised with that 17 coming down pit road. He's had some issues, and one thing I do want to mention: the 31 is now starting to save fuel.
Yeah, with a 31 with over a 6-second gap right now, he's got that comfortable space here at this moment of time. That why not, just kind of try to save it. They've been out there for at least 15 laps on these tires in the field.
Yeah, let's see, last lap he was out to a 6.4 second lead. Presses the line now. He's only lost 4/10 that lap by letting off way early and letting it coast through the corner. He's going to save tire doing that as well.
Todd, I gotta bring this up real quick. I was looking at our pit stops from last time, and I just noticed Zach only was in his pit box for 11.7 seconds. And with that being said, I think he may have only gotten right tires, a 2-tire stop for him.
It's a good strategy call, but the question is, why would you take 2 tires when you know that it could possibly go for a long, long, long run, like we're seeing right here? Because, I mean, these guys came down on lap what? Want to say...
about 16 laps ago, so that would have been
around
26?
22?
I'm not good at math. That's one thing I'm not good at.
Well, yeah. The way you learned how to count was through basketball and football and stuff. So I give you a little bit of a grace period on that, but no, I would not have taken 2 on that first stop if that's what the 31 did, knowing that as we're coming to lap number 39 when he crosses the line now, I would have taken 4.
Yeah, I agree. It might be. I don't know. But that's why we're up in the booth. Because right now, the guy why we're questioning why he did that. Look who's in the lead though. Why are we questioning the guy that's actually has pulled away over 7 seconds from your second car? So I think he's got to be something.
Well, and another thing to add to your point of why you should take 4. Look who's got the fastest lap right now. It's the 17 running P9. He ran a 52.998 that time. Or, I think it was a couple laps ago, actually, that he ran that.
That he ran that lap on. Yeah, that's very good point. Very good point. Look back at it real quick. I was showing that there was a wreck, but it looks like it was just because of pit road. So we're good.
Well, yeah, I believe the 45 is on pit road right now. And
Austin Walker may have wrecked. I looked, and sometimes it freaks out once the people go down pit road. Why I talk about pit road? The leader is down there.
Yeah, I was waiting to say that. So we'll see what he does this time as we are coming to lap number 40.
I see the 38, Jacob Blank also coming down pit road. But here we are once again, the different strategy. Right now as your leader.
See how long the 20 of Crowell stays out. We'll see how long the 8 stays out as well of Puffenberger.
I'm going to say Brandon and Corey. Last time they did this, little bit the difference. You know, we hit the halfway point here tonight, coming this time by. So we got 40. Well, it shows 41, but this time 40 laps to go. You know, if they're going down pit road, roughly what, 20, actually 20 laps.
Yeah, I would say at about 20 laps.
So actually, I lied to you. They're not going to pit this time by. They've only been out there for 18 laps.
Yeah. I do want to mention, remember when I had asked about the exit rules of pit road, how I thought maybe you could cross that white line coming off of pit road into 1 and 2?
Yes.
Well, the 31 actually did that, and he did not get a black flag, but Barger has a black flag that he's got to now serve under green flag conditions.
Yeah, he come down on this. I was just going to point that out to you. Look at you guys. He got speedy coming down into pit road. That's the cause of that black flag here. So that's going to hurt him. Not what he wanted here at all. And like I said, at the beginning of the race, those mistakes will hurt you.
Yep. We'll see how long it takes for him to catch back up. I don't think he's going to go a lap down per se, because with Indy being so big of a racetrack, but
you're right. But here comes Corey right now, coming down pit road as your leader. That's going to now allow Zach coming out of turn number 4 to take over the lead. But right now, the one driver that I bet you would love to see the caution flag actually be live. Brandon now has got one lap down due to having a slip on penalty.
yep. I forgot. I thought it was a pass through. It's actually a 40-second hold, I think is what it is for speeding.
So that definitely hurt Brandon. So he's right now in the lucky dog spot. That caution at the moment. I bet you he's wanting to throw that water bottle out on the track, saying that there's debris out there on the track tonight.
Well, I'm sure he's actually cussing at Wilson right now alongside of him. You don't remember? So, Dale Jr. Okay, so Dale Jr. used to have a volleyball that would be next to him, and in the movie Castaways, Tom Hanks had a volleyball that had a face print or a handprint on the side of it, and he named it Wilson.
Oh, no, I do remember that, yes. Totally forgot about that. It took me a minute. When you said the handprint on it, then it reminded me of it.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 38 laps to go. Zach back to the lead here. Ken Zeems. You know, we got to give a big shout out to Kenny here tonight. Having a great run here. Holding on to second, you know, right in front of Austin Smith, holding on to third. Between, looks like Ken and Austin, roughly 1.8 second gap between both of them. So, you know, Ken having a great night.
Yeah, from almost spinning out on the entry of pit road a few laps ago, he's now currently running P2. So, I don't know if he's quite got enough for Millette here in the 31, with it being a 6.5 second lead. But still, a P2 finish tonight would be tremendous for him.
Most definitely. Right now, at this moment of time, we do have 12 drivers on the lead lap here. Brandon, first one lap down, and also Brandon Castle, 1 lap down. In the battle between Brandon and Raymond, there is the battle for 13th and 14th place for the lucky dog spot.
Wow, I never thought that we would be watching 13th and 14th battle for that last spot there on the lead lap. I mean, being this far into the race, you know, I figured we'd have pretty much close to everybody being on the lead lap, but everybody wants to prove me wrong, and they're definitely doing that.
You know, that's one thing as drivers, they always have to try to prove us wrong or make us look bad upon them.
Yeah. So yeah, if you are just tuning in here, We did have a yellow basically right on the original start of this race. Took out quite a few people, and since then it's been clean and green all the way through. I believe Zach Millette has led pretty much all the laps so far, other than the 17. Has led some laps as well, Mosier.
Looks like Zach's led 34 laps here. Timothy Wells has led 2 laps. Matthew Mosier's led 6 laps here tonight. Corey has led 3 laps. And I'm thinking that's about everybody that has led.
Yeah.
But yeah, with, seeing all the action going on, here tonight. Sorry, I'm getting a message. I was trying to help you or have looking back at the lap times and everything, and of course everything happens when I get looking at the fires. It goes crazy. But I was looking at the lap times right now. Looking at 54.4, Ken Zeke just ran a 54.3. Ken right now is a 0.1 faster, but I wonder, like you mentioned, I wonder if Zach right now, he's got a 5.6 second gap. If he's just kind of doing the strategy of trying to save tonight.
We'll listen in here as he goes down the back stretch. We'll see what happens. Yup, he's definitely clutching as he touches, or basically when his nose gets to the start of the grandstands that wrap all the way through 3 and 4 here. That's when he's clutching to trying to save enough fuel to possibly make this on one more stop.
Yeah, that's what you got. You got to try to do something, and if it comes down to the point of we only have a couple laps, and not even a lap left of fuel, that's gonna be crazy. What will happen? How much? Okay. Let's just say, for example, Ken has 1 lap or half a lap better than Zach, but he's 5 seconds behind. How much do you save when you get close to the end of the race to not run out of fuel, but also to make it, to not let them drive behind you guys? And that's, I always love to watch. Can he make it to the end?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Zach right now, I try to make sure that I'm at least 2 laps to the good once we, start the next run. If I just save as much as I possibly can to get to that mark where I'm 2 or 3 laps to the good, when it gets down to that point, then I can actually race and extend my lead out and know that I'm actually going to make it. Otherwise, you're better off just trying to save as much as you can, as long as you possibly can.
Yep, I agree definitely with you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with just 32 laps to go, we're going to be right back after these commercial breaks.
Here at Jacky Jones, we have plenty of new and used trucks, SUVs, and sport cars, and are gaining more vehicles as we head into the summer months. Stop by and meet with our excellent team that are guaranteed to provide you with top-notch customer service that you won't find anywhere else. You can find us at www.jackyjonescdjr.com or call us at 706-865-3168. We're located at 2840 US 129 South, Cleveland, Georgia.
Are you tired of paying too much for tires and auto repair?
Come to my family at Dr. Tire.
We carry nearly all brands of tires,
including Michelin, Continental, Bridgestone, and Mastercraft.
And we have one of the largest inventories in Genesee County.
Raise a quote, we will beat it.
We offer many services including lifts, wheels, engines, brakes, and more.
Plus, on most of our jobs, we offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty.
Come see our family at Delta Tire,
where we'll save you money.
Barbecue Beast sauces are made from scratch using quality ingredients to create a truly delicious barbecue taste. Try our original Beast sauce, sweet with a kick. Turn up the heat with Spicy Beast, Hot Beast, and Carolina Beast. Or experience the award-winning taste of our Curry Beast and On the Bay Beast sauces. Owned and operated locally by the power of women veterans, these quality sauces are versatile and made for everyone. Great for grilling and the perfect way to complement your favorite foods. Barbecue Beast, the exceptional barbecue sauce.
time to talk.
It's 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 time to talk.
Yeah, and he's closed that gap down to Zach. Now currently 4.6, 4.5. Zach is really, really saving hard here. If I had to guess, I think he's going to try and stretch us out to maybe lap 60, 61, something like that. If he can stretch it out that far, I think he will have enough to make it the rest of the way.
Number 11. Wow, you just mentioned that. I saw it's him. Now, doing a strategy, going down the pit road. This is going to be the start of Green Flag Strategies.
You might be right. We could actually see some of these guys come down, like Wells and actually, you said the 11 is down pit road right now, but this could trigger Zeems to come down as well before the 31 here and the 23.
Well, I saw Jacob Plank. He came down pit road on lap 49, lap 50-ish. So he came down pit road. Here's Matthew Mosier. He came down pit road. This is gonna be fun. This is where it all comes down to everything. The strategy that I've seen drivers say could play a large role in this one, and they are 100% right. Strategy is playing the biggest role.
Yeah, right now Zach's lead is still dwindling. It's now down to 3.7.
But like we said, he's been clutching. We're gonna go on board. Listen, this number 30. Listen. Yeah, right there. He is already let off, clutching in, going into 3. He is saving big time.
Yeah, he's not even getting back into the throttle until the to the exit of 3.
With that happening, he came down pit road 14 laps ago. That's staying out. Getting distracted because look at that, 2 drivers up front, Austin and Ken coming down pit road.
Yeah, the question is, can these guys get in their pit stalls nice and clean and leave nice and clean? Because, like I said before, the longer the 31 stays out, the faster the 90 and the 23 are going to catch him, because he's going to be on such an old set of tires compared to those two.
You're definitely right. And I was looking earlier, usually how Corey staying out compared to everybody who's staying out. He actually just came down pit road not even a lap ago. So he actually came down sooner than what Zach normally does. His strategy kind of changed.
I like how these guys have taken the chance at trying to leapfrog the 31, though. Because, we could actually see the 31 pit at any point in time here, but if I was the 31, like I said, I would try to stretch this out another 5 laps.
I say every single week, we have to do something different than what the leader's doing. And if you know the leader is on fire like this 31 is, why not try it? Why not, what is the worst thing that's going to happen? He's already, he's fast. The best thing is, why not chance it, have that, maybe that best call of something different.
Yeah, because, if it doesn't work out for you, oh, well, you at least tried, like you said.
Now, a couple other drivers coming down pit road. That is going to be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, pit road, and Alston Walker. Alrighty, with Zach still staying out here, been out there for 17 laps. Everybody else besides, looks like, oh, well, never mind. I was going to say Michael Smith, but I see him coming down. There's that time by him. So I was going to say everybody else has basically come down pit road here.
Yeah, everybody except for Zach Millette here in the 31.
I lied. Brandon's the only one that has not yet. I thought I was missing one driver. So, that's the other thing we were talking about. Brandon's still on the same strategy than he was earlier, when Corey and him would stay out with Zach actually going in. Now, Corey came down pit road, and Brandon stayed out. So, two teammates now are on two different ways of thinking.
Yeah, sometimes that happens with me where I could go a little longer than somebody else per se, but at this type of racetrack here, you're going to want to try and pit all at the same time. That way, you all can help each other get to a strong finish.
Well, they could have been two. You probably see sometimes your car is so hard to hang on to, and you're just fighting it so hard or so much.
Yep.
Sometimes you just got to come in.
Yeah. I try to wait as long as I possibly can. Even if it's to that point where it's way too loose, I will still try to hang on to it till that point. But if it's that bad, then yes, it would make more sense to just come down and fill up with fuel and get fresh tires and go out and see what you can do.
Exactly. So lap 59 completed here out of 80. We've only got 22 laps to go here tonight. Track temperature down. Actually, track temperature has gone up. Now up to 112 degrees here tonight.
Oh man. Maybe that's why these guys are slipping and sliding a lot more.
They definitely are, especially coming out of turn number 4. Even the air temperature has raised 1 degree. Still about the 15-mile-per-hour south. We're actually a south wind here, so a little bit not too shabby.
So now with it being lap 60 here, do you think maybe we see the 31 coming this time by? Or do we see him come down with 20 to go?
I'm going to say he's going to try it one more time to go around to make it, knowing that he can make it to the end. I wonder if he has saved enough fuel to maybe go one more time.
I think he has. I think he started saving really early in this run. And when it gets to that point where you're trying to save fuel, it's pretty much you versus the racetrack. But we see our answer right here, the 31 now coming down pit road.
Oh,
as we have 20 to go.
Looks like I want to say getting a black flag in pit road speeding, but hits the inside wall.
Yep. Not how you want to enter pit road.
No, but the other driver, though, that I want to point out, the guy that's in second place, that he has already come down pit road 5 laps ago, he got the new fastest lap time tonight, so that is going to be a 52.994.
Yeah, and he's going to take over the lead right here. Now the question is going to be, how far down does Millette fall down? Right now, currently, he falls all the way to the fifth position. And we'll see how long it takes for him to get close to that lead again.
But, Todd, Austin came down pit road 6 laps ago. He can't make it to the end.
No, he's definitely going to be short.
Tim Wells came down pit road 8 laps ago, and in third place, Jacob Plank came down pit road 11 laps ago. So top 3, even actually top 4, besides, talking about that, top 4 right now all came down pit road, already. We've got 20 laps to go. 20 laps is you're pushing it to trying to make it. So if Zach can keep it going, keep it safe, he can make it to the end. But I think he's going to be running out of fuels.
Yeah, I think if I'm Zach right now, yes, I am running 5th. Yes, I'm 3.5 seconds behind. I try and save for the next 5 to 10 laps here, and then I go.
But you're looking at the other way around. Zach, he's 3 seconds away from Ken. He's actually 10 seconds away from Austin. Knowing that they all have, Austin has to come down pit road, correct?
Yeah.
The question I have is, in Austin's, strategy, when and what will be the best way to come down and just get that splash?
Probably as soon as possible.
Would you just want to come down pit road right now to splash, get it off, pick it up a little bit, knowing that everybody else still has to come down pit road?
If I'm out front and I know that I'm short and I know I can't save as that many laps, I would much rather just come right down as soon as possible, get it in, get it taken care of, and then just see what happens, because I don't want to stay out and then I would rather be on the offense at the end of this than on the defense, trying to save as much fuel to make it to the end. If you understand where I'm coming from.
I do. I agree. Right now, it's about 4 seconds back. Jason's length about 6.6. Ken's about 7.3-ish. And Zach's about 10.6 at this moment in time. We do have about 10 drivers on the lap. Michael Smith just a little bit behind the 23 right now. There. He is going to be the first one lap down. That's 11th place.
Yeah, you see right here, it's still 4.1 for Millette to Smith in the 23. So he's not really gaining any time, but that's because he's saving fuel just to make sure that he's got enough to make it to the end.
That's what we love. But green flag runs. One caution here. 16 laps to go to the end of this. It comes down to strategy. That's what drivers absolutely love. Just knowing what their talent to the use. When I talk about talent, this is why I say this, because I want to give it the biggest shout out there to everybody out there watching, and that allow these drivers to come out for a couple of hours of their night and be able to support these drivers, the leagues, and the broadcast, and let these drivers have some fun. If it wasn't for you guys out there allowing these drivers to do this, we're not going to have something for y'all to watch. So that's why I bring that up. So thank you everybody out there watching tonight.
Yeah, and I'm sure everybody out here works pretty hard throughout the week too, so this kind of gives them that kind of moment of peace in the work day to where they can unwind and relax and get ready for bed.
Before you get ready for bed, just sit back, watch some green flag racing, just enjoy what's going on out there.
Yeah, I do want to mention I need to make not make an adjustment, but I do need to apologize. I was incorrect with how long or how far back Millette was. It's actually 3.8 now back to the 90. So it's not necessarily like 4 seconds to the leader. It's actually like 10 or something like that, I want to say.
Well, it's one of those things you look at and there's so many numbers going on. And actually, you're saying that it's 11. It's actually kind of falling. But
yeah.
Look, it kind of at this point, how much is Zach saving back there?
I don't know per se, but It can't be much.
Zach was able to get himself up to 4th here at the moment of time. So
Yep. Yeah, so he'll be good the rest of the way, but he's going to be, you know, he's going to be more than a lap down, I would say, here.
Sorry, I'm going to this step. I got my daughter's
Let now up to the second spot here. As you see, Wells in the 11 getting a black flag. He must have been caught speeding on pit road. See if Millette comes down here in turn 3 to get around this lap car here. See how you're good. I don't know if anybody heard me or not, but I was just saying Millette went to P2.
What happened? I see Tim Williams has one.
Yeah, he came down pit road, and I think he got caught speeding on pit road.
Right now you see Austin come down pit road, so is Michael Smith.
So yeah, you've seen right there. Now the question is look at right here. The lead for Millette is growing really, really large now. Now 15 seconds. And growing still. If I'm Smith in the 23, as soon as I leave pit road, man, I go as hard as I possibly can to catch this 31.
Yeah, that's man. And right now, this is fast. Just 12 laps to go. Zach, he's, that 25.8, 6-second gap right now between Zach and Austin.
It's 27.5 right now. Now 28. And Zach is still saving.
That is crazy. It's awesome to see how this all plays out, how it all works out.
Mm-hmm.
You see Corey now, the 20, getting around the number 31 of Zach. That's going to be Corey right now. That's on the lead lap, or 4th place.
Yeah,
5th place.
and if I'm the 31, yes, like we just seen, we let the 20 go. I would actually ride behind him and actually save fuel that way too, instead of clutching.
New fastest lap here tonight on lap 69, a 52.893. That is going to go to the number 38.
Yeah, that is so crazy, and that just goes to show you how important those fresh tires are on this racetrack.
Track tires are definitely key for sure.
This time by will be 9 to go here for Zach Millette. One last week.
Since we got just like Todd just said, 10 laps to go, we're just going to be here, our last commercial break here tonight. We'll be right back after these.
time to talk.
It's 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 time to talk.
Are you tired of paying too much for tires and auto repair?
Come to my family at Dr. Tire.
We carry nearly all brands of tires,
including Michelin, Continental, Bridgestone, and Mastercraft.
and we have one of the largest inventories in Genesee County.
Basic quote, we will beat it.
We offer many services including lifts, wheels, engines, brakes, and more.
Plus, on most of our jobs, we offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty.
Come see our family at Delta Tire.
Where we'll save you money.
Barbecue Beast sauces are made from scratch using quality ingredients to create a truly delicious barbecue taste. Try our original Beast sauce, sweet with a kick. Turn up the heat with Spicy Beast, Hot Beast, and Carolina Beast. Or experience the award-winning taste of our Curry Beast and On the Bay Beast sauces. Owned and operated locally by the power of women veterans, these quality sauces are versatile and made for everyone. Great for grilling and the perfect way to complement your favorite foods. Barbecue Beast, the exceptional barbecue sauce.
Here at Jacky Jones, we have plenty of new and used trucks, SUVs, and sport cars, and are gaining more vehicles as we head into the summer months. Stop by and meet with our excellent team that are guaranteed to provide you with top-notch customer service that you won't find anywhere else. You can find us at www.jackyjonescdjr.com or call us at 706-865-3168. We're located at 2840 US 129 South, Cleveland, Georgia.
Back line, right now 6 laps to go. Zach is in number 31. Up front still as your leader. Austin Smith in second, about a 19-second, 18.9-second gap between first and second place. Jacob Blank moving on the third. Kenzie, Corey Crowell in fifth. Your top 6, everybody on the lead lap here tonight. Dennis Kane. Great time tonight.
Yeah, Kane, I'm surprised here running P6. Has had some bad luck go his way the past few weeks, but this is a really good showing for him as we come back down to the line here for Zach Millette. Be 5 to go this time by.
He's looking to try to get back into the top 10.
You know, top 10 is a really good, respectable finish here at Indy as well. I know probably a team goal would probably be just get a top 10 here at this place, because that's what I always strive for at this racetrack, because I always have that love-hate relationship with this place.
Zach able to do what he's got to do with flat track in front of him, keeping away about 16.4 second gap between first and second. Here's the difference, because I want to say Zach's got to be still saving 55.1, where Austin 54.1. There's over a second difference.
Yeah, he's definitely still saving, but the past couple of laps, the lead was at 18 and a half. Now it's down to 16 seconds, so he can take his time saving to make it the rest of the way, with only being 3 to go here at Indy.
He knows at this moment, Paige didn't get that
Yeah.
He's got a safe. He's in the safe zone.
Yeah, and he's got lap cars here in front of him too that he could actually, draft with down the backstretch, as you see right here. Going into turn 3, Zach will clutch it through turn 3. Lap car going to go way up high and keep it out of the wall. That's all Zach wants right now, is to not see that yellow flag come out, because when he comes to the line here, it will be 2 to go here at Indy.
Man, oh man, this time actually has flown by here tonight. Track temperature has calmed down though. Chase is almost done for the second race.
I believe this is the third race of the chase.
Chase is still going though. Chase is almost done. We've only got a couple races. Track temp is down to 109. Outside temp is 70. And knowing that coming up for the next couple races, man, oh man, this is going to be great. We got Michigan, Pocono, Auto Club, and Homestead. That is it.
That is a great stretch of racetracks right there.
Great. I always call it Jesus. I want to call it Jesus. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm so used to saying playoffs. I'm changing it up.
Yeah. And like I said before, I don't think necessarily there is a difference in what we're saying here, but look at this. White flag is out in the air for Zach Millette here at Indy.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, white flag in the air. Let's see what's going to happen. Can he make it 2 more turns?
I think he can, but the question is who else cannot make it the rest of the way?
That is going to be a great question there at the moment. Who's going to have to get the push around here tonight?
Final time through turn 3. He's still saving right now. He could coast the rest of the way from here, and he would make it through 3 at 4. Zach Millette, guess what he gets to do? He gets to kiss the bricks. He's going to pick up the win here at Indy.
Great job by him tonight. That was well deserved. Man, that was a crazy race, crazy show that we've seen here tonight. And he was able to pull it off to get himself the win here tonight. Congratulations to him tonight.
Officially, does look like Smith in the 23 gonna come home P2. I think the gap was about 13.9 is what the 31's lead was when he crossed the line there. Jacob Plank, after being involved in that lap 1 incident, gonna finish P3 with the fastest lap time.
Congratulations to all the drivers here able to do this. What a night. Zach, Austin, Jacob, Ken, Corey, Dennis, Josh, Matthew, Tim, Bobby, Michael, Austin, Brandon, Wesley, Raymond, Daniel, and Braxton from 1 through 17 here tonight. Wow. Well, Todd, it is our post-race show here tonight.
I think that was a little premature right there for the 23.
He's just trying to have some fun. We're gonna actually. Before we, we're gonna have to rewind it here, just so because he jumped off the track a little bit sooner than I was expecting. But let's get these drivers up here and do our post-race show of the night. They definitely well deserve. Let's see if we can see where Jacob Plank is and get him up here in the booth here tonight. Let's see how he's doing.
All right.
Hey, Jacob, this is Brandon Todd in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
All right, but look at you able to bring home a P3 tonight. Congratulations. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. I didn't think that was going to happen, so feeling pretty good.
Well, getting yourself up in the podium here in the past couple of weeks and getting you to have some fun, but overall for tonight, coming down this strategy game, what do you think about that? Was it a love or hate relationship for you with the strategies going on tonight?
I liked it. I mean, I didn't know how it was going to work out. But I thought maybe I could stretch it to 20 laps per run, which some guys were doing, and I don't know how they were able to do it, but I was not. So that last, I forget how the last 40 laps, I think I split into 3 runs or something like that. So just kind of threw something at the wall, and it's somewhat stuck. So I mean, after that, causing that first caution tonight, I mean, I thought I was done for, but I will gladly take a P3.
Well, you definitely did it. I have to ask. Kind of looking back, it looked kind of confusing on what kind of happened there. Was there? I saw the inside or the outside line kind of come over a little bit. Did you guys get a little nervous on that, and then from that point just got loose, or kind of, if you don't mind, talk kind of through what happened there?
Yeah, so I think like the very first lap was, I mean, the restart there was a little scary going from I think third to fourth. I'm watching it right now. It looks like I got loose and then tried to correct it back, and then the five also got loose and he kind of just came into me. So it's just one of those racing deals. But yeah, the restarts in these things. I mean, some tracks it's like, oh man, Corey almost hit me. The restarts are like from track to track. I mean, some tracks are all right, and other tracks it's just kind of like you're really squirrely. So I was not expecting that, and it kind of caught me off guard.
Oh, most definitely. Tyler, what do you got for him tonight?
So I got a question about the upcoming schedule here. We go to Michigan Pocono Auto Club, and the championship is at Homestead. Tell me, what do you think about those 4 races coming up?
So it sounds like strategy. I mean, I think they're very different tracks, but yet again, they're so big, and you can do different strategies, and it'll
Mhm.
depend on tire wear and fuel. So, I mean, I think kind of what we saw here might apply to Pocono and Michigan, maybe even Auto Club. But I mean, really different tracks with unique characters coming up to them, and then obviously you have Homestead, which that's going to be a fun one. So yeah, I think kind of what you saw tonight will kind of be applicable to the next 3 weeks for sure.
So you got any you got a shout outs you want to put out there for tonight?
Just usual, you guys for coming in, broadcasting, watching these races, putting them up for us, and giving us a good show for that. And then Corey, Austin, all them guys for putting on the league. And like I said, man, I'm having a great time racing with these guys every Thursday night in these Gen 4 cars.
Heck yeah, Jacob. Well, congratulations, bud. Looks like a good points night for you, too. Able to gain a position up to second place now in the points here. Awesome to see. It looks like right now, at a one, where was it? 5,069 points. Only looks like 22 points away from Zach. So looking at these points, looking good going.
I if Zach's in every race, I might as well just. I mean, for the race, I said good win, so I might as well just tell him good championship, Zach. So, but we'll give her hell, man. We'll see what happens here.
Heck yeah. Well, Jacob, I hope you have a great night. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You too.
All right, Jacob Plank there tonight, able to bring home P3. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk to the second place finisher here. Let's see how Austin Smith is feeling. Hey, Austin, this is Brandon Todd in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got a copy. How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good, bud. Look at you, able to bring home a second place finish here tonight, and also able to gain 5 positions in the playoff standings here tonight. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good, all things considered. Indy is definitely not my favorite track. It took me a while to get that thing figured out, but yeah, happy with the second place. It's tough to beat Zach.
Well, for how it all played out and how the strategies came out and everything like that, it was definitely a fascinating. And you made that comment earlier of strategy could play a large role in this race, and it definitely did. It came down to strategy. And the question I have for strategy wise, looking back at this, you came down, you're leading for, up there at the end, knowing that, man, you're just a couple laps shy. Would you have tried to come down like kind of what Zach did and try to make it not having to pit that last time?
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of made my bet already. I truthfully didn't realize that you could save 20 laps. of fuel. I mean, the typical run was like 16 or 17. So for Zach to be able to stretch that 20 laps twice was pretty insane. So I really didn't think about it. I was just kind of banking on that extra stop there, and I ended up only taking right sides and just enough fuel to make it to the end. But obviously, that being able to eliminate that one stop that Zach did won him the race. So good for him.
Well, I'm gonna throw it over to Todd here. Todd, what do you got for Austin?
So, what was the difference between taking 2 and 4, in your opinion?
Yeah, honestly, it didn't feel much different. I was just trying to save as much time on pit road as I could because I only needed like 6 gallons or something like that. So I didn't need a full fuel load, but it felt good. I mean, it was a little bit loose. It seemed like in turn 3, it was a little bit more loose than it would have been on 4, but it wasn't too bad.
Do you think maybe you stayed out a little too long there at the end, to where you were kind of stuck there at just staying out as long as you possibly could there to make it as long as you could, or
Yeah, I kind of thought about that. I was like, well, should I just try to short pit this as soon as I can get to my number, with 17 to go, but I didn't want to push it that close. So I ran a couple extra laps, but yeah, I was messing with that idea in my head, and yeah, obviously just didn't make the right call. But second place isn't bad.
no, second place isn't bad at all. With about 4 races to go here, you got Michigan Auto Club. What's the other one? Pocono and Homestead. Which one do you think is your best chance at possibly picking up a win?
I don't love Pocono. I usually finish decent there, but I don't love it. And Homestead's gonna be hard to beat Zach. I feel like he really knows how to save tires there, and I really don't know if I should run the top, bottom. It's tough. So I guess Michigan Auto Club would be my best chance at getting a win, but just gotta stay close to Zach and see if I can make something crazy happen.
Yeah. Well, you got any shout outs for tonight?
Yeah, I just need to thank you guys for getting in the booth and putting on a good show for everybody that tunes in and watches, and everybody that jumps in here and races with us. Obviously, couldn't put the races on if nobody jumped in. So thanks to all the drivers and my admin team helping me put all this stuff together and making sure everything's organized.
Heck yeah, Austin. Well, congratulations, bud, on your second place finish. I hope you have a great night. You stay safe out there, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, that is Austin Smith there, able to bring home a P2. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's find out who is ready to, or actually, I shouldn't say who's ready, who is excited to talk to our race winner here. Let's see, Todd, I think Zach is ready for this. Ready?
I think he is too.
Hey, Zach, this is Brandon and Todd in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Oh, just got to wait
The
for
man
you
of the hour.
Well, look at you, bud. Able to bring home a win here tonight once again and come down to a strategy game. Coming, it's crazy just able to save enough fuel to make it out of 20 laps out of those.
Dude, every race at Indianapolis turns into one of these things, man. It's like cursed. I think it's like 4 or 5 in a row. That's all mileage games.
And that's what it's crazy. Sorry, I was getting distracted in the chat. We're sorry, real quick, Zach. I want to say thank you to Andrew out there for sending $1. Thank you. But anyway, sorry, I had to thank the chat out there. But
Hell yeah.
looking at the how this played out and everything like that, knowing that you could make it 20 laps, were you a little nervous thinking that anybody else was going to try to play that strategy game too?
I don't know. I was thinking about it. It was in the back of my head, but it was just I don't know. It was so hard to let it coast in so hard to get back to the gas and not have a kick out and try to kill you every time. So I was really just trying to not die, and it got so hard in traffic too because you got some cars on new tires that are full send and others saving, and so it was more like driving in your mirror than anything else.
Most definitely. Was that? I'm gonna throw it over to Todd. Todd, what do you got for Zach tonight?
Well, I noticed you were saving quite a bit there right at the beginning of that run. When did you know that you had enough to make it?
Well, like before the race, I was getting just in practice, I was getting like 16 laps, and that was kind of like a full send. It wasn't really putting too much effort into saving, so I kind of had lap 64 in mind as my last time to pit. But since we went green there in that first caution, threw kind of a loop, and especially when I looked in my mirror, everybody pit but me. I thought I was big time screwed, but I don't know. I kind of had to do some math there, and I am absolutely garbage at math, so it was a miracle that I didn't screw that up. But I didn't know if I could get an extra 4 laps out of each stint, but I figured the second to last one, I might as well just go full save and see what I could stretch it to, because whatever extra I could save that stint would make it easier on the last run. So 20 and 20, I think it was. So it worked out beautifully.
Yeah, I remember we were in a commercial break here watching you, and I had told Brandon, I says, if he could stretch this out to about 60, 61, he should have enough to make it the rest of the way. And right as we came back, you came down pit road, and you definitely saved enough to make it the rest of the way. The last 4 races here of the schedule, Pocono, Michigan, Auto Club, and Homestead. Do you have a love-hate relationship with all of those racetracks, or which one's your favorite one do you think that you might pick up a win at?
Oh man, it's kind of a love for all of them. Pocono, especially in these cars, it's absolutely scary and awesome. Actually, I like Homestead a lot. Probably those two are my equal favorites in that, but yeah, I really like all those tracks.
Sorry, I was trying to get my voice out there. I was getting a lot of people messaging. My voice was quiet. But man, Zach, what a night for you! Able to get get yourself the win here tonight. I don't know if Todd asked. I was kind of stepped away. Anybody want to give a big shout out to? I'm not sure if that was asked.
Oh, definitely you guys, Brandon, Todd at Redline Racing Network. You guys do an awesome job. I'm looking forward to going back and watching this. Big thanks to Mars Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. They put on an awesome league. If anybody's out there watching and want to race, man, hit up these guys. It's wicked fun. I mean, we just did Indianapolis in a Gen 4 Cup car and went green pretty much the entire way. So that says a lot. Jacky Jones, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram for title sponsor. Team Conti, Sim Performance for everything they've done to me or for me. America Racing Team, EMR Paintball, Bowie Esports, and everybody on the stream tonight. I ended up streaming it tonight. So that S4 guy over on Twitch, thanks to all the viewers, and thanks to all the viewers on your end too.
Most definitely. Well, everybody, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Thank you, Zach, for coming up here, and I hope you had a great night. You stay safe out there. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody has a great night. We'll see everybody Tuesday night for some more Xfinity racing.
Thanks, guys.
Here at Jacky Jones, we have plenty of new and used trucks, SUVs, and sport cars, and are gaining more vehicles as we head into the summer months. Stop by and meet with our excellent team that are guaranteed to provide you with top-notch customer service that you won't find anywhere else. You can find us at www.jackyjonescdjr.com or call us at 706-865-3168. We're located at 2840 US 129 South, Cleveland, Georgia.